If you want to lose fat easier and quicker this year, then I have a realistic 5-step plan that you can just copy. Alright, so the first step is to reduce snacking. Only eat whole meals every single day, alright? Because every time you snack, you're raising your insulin, your blood glucose levels, because you're eating food and it's getting absorbed into your body, right? And what this does is it basically inhibits your body from burning its own stored fat, okay? Every single time you eat, it's going to prevent you from using your own body fat, alright? So just eat less often and make sure that every time you eat, you're actually eating a full meal so that you feel full and you get all the nutrients you need in a short period of time, alright? The second thing we want to do is make sure all of our food comes from whole ingredients that we buy from the grocery store, alright? It has to be something that you would find in nature, okay? So that would be any sort of meat, dairy, okay? So that, yes, that includes cheese, milk, yogurt, then fruit, vegetables, and if you really want, you could have grains like rice or something, okay? That's it. Maybe honey. That's it, alright? That's all that your food should be made from, are those whole ingredients that you buy yourself from the grocery store. Never from a restaurant or a fast food company or anything like that, because that will make it so that you have zero control over what you eat. Except you can like choose what you eat on the menu, but it's always going to be made with things that are bad for you, alright? So they ensure that's going to be like processed sugar, it's going to be chemicals, flavor enhancers, and preservatives, and fucking sweeteners, and seed oils, and shit like that, alright? So essentially, just buy single ingredients. And when you buy cooking fat, make sure it's butter or olive oil, alright? It's that simple, okay? Then, the third step of this plan is that you're going to make sure that ideally 80% of your food comes from animals and 20% from plants, alright? The reason this is because generally speaking, well, pretty much always, animal food like meat, organs, eggs, and dairy is always going to have more nutrients and more bioavailable nutrients, so you can absorb it easier. For example, if you have magnesium in meat, you will absorb about 50% of that magnesium, okay, because it's bound to amino acids in the meat. If you were to buy nuts like almonds or peanuts, you could only absorb around 5 to 10% of the magnesium, because it's bound to phytic acid and other plant compounds that we can't digest properly, okay? That's true. You might not believe it, but you could ask ChatGPT if you seriously don't believe me, okay? So, in short, all the minerals are bound to these chemicals, and we struggle to break it down properly because our digestive system wasn't evolved to actually break these compounds apart, okay? In short, make sure that most of your food comes from animals. It also has more protein, higher quality protein, and higher quality fat, generally speaking, okay? So you might as well make 80% of your food come from meat or eggs or milk or cheese, and then 20% from fruit, vegetables, nuts, or grains like rice, okay? And then step 4 is going to be build some muscle, alright? And the reason we do this is so that when you eat carbs, it gets stored in your muscles, not in your fat. Because if you have more muscle, you increase your insulin sensitivity, which means you will absorb the sugar into the muscles quicker, right? And that will help prevent you from storing it as body fat, okay? So that's pretty easy. Everyone nowadays is going to the gym and stuff. You might as well do it so that you will be storing less fat, and yes, it does increase your metabolic rate as well, okay? So yes, build muscle, right? That's number 4. Step 5, the final one here, is play a sport with your friends, okay? Because lots of people nowadays struggle with consistent exercise, okay? And yes, there are like exercises that are more effective than others, but if you find a sport that you and your friends play, like football, basketball, or like cricket or tennis or anything like that, then if you and your friends play together, you're going to naturally enjoy it more because you have social connection with it and you have accountability. If all of your friends go on Monday and Wednesday to play this sport together, well, you won't want to miss out because they'll ask you like, oh, why weren't you there? Like, what are you doing? All right. So you have accountability, and honestly, it's more enjoyable. You get into a flow state. Everyone's there. It's more fun and you're exercising. So you're going to naturally use more energy and that'll help you burn fat. Okay. So that's pretty easy to follow. All right. Whatever sport you like to play, you can just do that. And then you will be exercising consistently and you will enjoy doing so. All right. It makes it easy. So if you want to lose fat even faster this year, then I have a free one-on-one fat loss coaching program in the description. You can click on the link and you can sign up for that. It's completely free and I will make you get shredded by the end of this year. Okay? So, yeah. And please subscribe if you want more legendary content. It literally costs you nothing. So I don't know why you wouldn't subscribe, because if you check the videos on my channel, they're all very educational and helpful, right? Some of them actually go more deep into how fat loss works and how you can maximize it using biology, alright? So if you subscribe, every time that I make a video which is educational and helpful, you can watch it and you will learn from me, alright? So yeah, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers on this channel, so just help out. Alright, so I hope this helps you. If you follow this, I swear it'll make your life easier. It'll help you lose fat by the end of this year, alright? So, with that, good luck, bro.